sometimes. Jill, you are on mute. Did you have something to say?
Mute. No, I thought we were starting, so I jumped ahead to mute.
You're sweet. Okay, well, we are going to start now. I'm going to mute everybody and we'll begin. Okay, so just a quick review. So what we're doing is we're going through our physical body to access our energetic body, to take our central nervous system and put it into parasympathetic rest digest. That's something we just talked about. And then also the other thing is at night. At night, instead of doing the tap, we do a wipe. We wipe off. Same meridian lines, same places you tap, but we wipe. So we do a wiping. And we also do the squeezed, which is tension and release. Okay? So that's at nighttime. In the morning, we do tap, bounce, squeeze, shake, flow. So tap, bounce, squeeze, shake, and flow. I told you I can't sing, but it's a great little melody to have in your head. So there you go. It's on the video now. Now it's on the recording, so you guys can use that whenever you want and get that little melody in your heads. Okay. Use the cleansing breath. Inhale through the mouth, hot, audible exhale. Inhale through the nose, hot, audible exhale through the mouth. Let your central nervous system hear the breath. Whew. Shake. Shake it off. Wu-Chi, oneness, wholeness. In this state, I'm neither yin nor yang. I'm just a conduit between heaven and earth energy. My Ba Wei is connecting with heaven energy, and it's pulling it down into my system through my Ba Wei, or crown chakra. Ba Wei in Chinese. In India, they call it crown chakra. And my bubbling wells, the balls of my feet, are pulling up earth energy. That's how I become a conduit between heaven and earth energy. Feel the center of your chest. Put your awareness right here. Put mind right in center of chest. And now just take your palms and just turn them up. Should feel good. You should feel an opening right here and a softening in the heart center. And just receive. Now I'm just in a state of reception. This is a wonderful thing to do in the morning. Just step outside and face the sun. Put on sunglasses or a cap or close your eyes. You don't want the sun right in the eyes, but just face the sun and feel the warmth of the sun on the palms of your hands. If you do this in the morning, we're doing it on my little Wednesday morning group, and it's very relaxing. As soon as I start going into the state of reception. And if you go side to side a little bit, look, if I just wobble like this is bamboo blowing in the breeze. Don't worry about it. It's all good. All good. Just think, I'm bamboo, I'm just blowing in the breeze. Don't try to stop yourself. That's when, if you try to stop yourself, you'll just create tension. And that's what we don't want to do. So let the hands just come back over into that Wu-Chi, rooting down into earth. So here's my posture right here. I'm taking my palms and I'm rooting them down into earth. Bend both knees, balance before you bounce, step out. No weight, flat foot. This helps us with our Tai Chi. Pass it just a little bit, and then just allow yourself to unwind and flow side to side. Then forward and backwards when you're ready. Heels to the bubbling wells. Just forward and backwards. This is just you finding your root. Find your root. Let the body unravel. And then lock it in. Now I'm also going back into that Wu-Chi position. I call both Wu-Chi. Sometimes I do feet together Wu-Chi, and sometimes I do Wu-Chi shoulders width. Both are considered Wu Qi. It's said that the closer your feet are together, the more you kind of bring the energy inside. I've read that from Kumar, Bruce Francis. I don't know if that's true. I just find them, I feel them a little bit differently, so I do both. Feel your palms rooting into earth. Open your hands real big. Let's just open our lao gongs just to get them ready for our practice. Inhale. Exhale. Wiggle them. Just open lao gongs. We're just opening these energy gates. Remember, lao gong, energy gate, is right here. If you bring your middle finger in where you touch, that's lao gong. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Good, good. Back to Wu Qi. And let's chat, let's tap. Again, this would be at night, I would wipe. In the morning, to wake everything up and move stagnant energy, I'll tap. This is very stimulating to tap. So at night, I would wipe and flick. Wipe and flick. Flick, flick, flick. But now we're tapping. So just for anybody who wants to, like Deanne was asking, doing this at night, you would just wipe and flick. Top of the shoulders. Remember, using your palm, use that lao gong that we just opened. Thymus thumping. This increases the immune system by stimulating the thymus gland. This I snap. Gentle fists. Rub. Kidneys and adrenals. And then legs. You can either bend over and do them one at a time. I'll do it both ways. And I'll do bent over. And then sometimes for balance, I force myself to do it this way. And just check in. Always check in after you tap. Checking in means just go inside, get out of your head, and just check in. See how your body feels. Tingly, alive, whatever it is. Just check in, see how it feels. So tap. Next, bounce. Again, bouncing up and down with the knees, intermittently tapping the heels. Breath in and out through the nose. When I say back to Wu Qi, in through the nose, out through the mouth. But feel black or gray smoke coming out your palms. That's just like you getting rid of stagnant energy in your body. So, bounce. Back to Wu Qi. Check in. See how you feel. Always checking in. Bounce. Back to Wu Qi. Notice how I use that cleansing breath. It's a great time to use it to let go of any stagnant energy. And I actually try to feel it coming out my palms. That's why I try to wake the palms up before I do this part. As you tap, bounce, squeeze. Squeeze you can also do at night because it's tension and release. We usually have accumulated tension from the day, so we want to get rid of it. So this one you can do AM and PM. Bring the feet together, always left foot in. It's left foot in, left foot out. And then tension and release. Here we go. And there's not, it's hard for me to talk this through and not hold my breath, but I'm not trying to get anyone to hold their breath. We're just doing a quick tension and then bleeding off the energy. So here we go. Let's do one overhead. Let me step back so you can see my hands. And feet together. And I want the whole body to tense up, head to toe, but just to 70%. We're Taoists, right? So 70% is the most we ever want to do. So inhale, squeeze, and then bleed. Let it go. Let everything go. Out to the side. Inhale. Squeeze. Notice I do this with my wrists. You can do that or not do it. It's optional. It's like an extra little, it feels like fascia. It's like, think of this whole thing, tension and release, or squeeze. We call it squeeze for short, but it's tension and release. Again, it's kinking a garden hose and letting it go. But also think of it like, it's like you're wringing out your fascia. It's like you're wringing it out. So we do two overhead. Actually, one comes down and we do it here. That's the first one. This is the second one. Here's the third. And you can do just one of these a few times. You don't have to do all four. I'm just showing you all four, but you can do any one. If you just remember one, do that one. It's all good. Sometimes when I'm in a rush, I only do one. And then there's this one, overhead. Here we go. Squeeze. And behind you. Again, you can grab any one of the four. Inhale, tension. Notice I pucker my lips and I bleed it off. Boy, if you have tension, that's just a great way to do it. Sometimes in the middle of the day, I'll just do one of these, just one. And everything just comes off of me. So step back out again. Allow the body to shake. There's your shake. Your shake is just this. It's just letting everything kind of come off. Tap, bounce, squeeze, shake is just this. Whew, okay. I got stuff moving. I feel better. And then flow. Flow is our Qigong. Flow is connecting mind, body, breath. We'll do a little whole body breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice how relaxed my palms and wrists are. Everything's so relaxed. I'm doing it in front of Dantian. Go with the speed of your own breath. My breath stops, my hands stop. My exhale stops, my hands stop. Your whole body is a lung. Feel like you're breathing even through your skin. There's a thing called skin breathing. It's a real thing. I also have Benbow going on. My sacrum is tucked. My sacrum is, I should say not tucked, but anchored down into earth, which opens up. Ming Men. My lower back is flat. And I bend bow. So just like with our other Qigongs, my back is bending and I'm running it from the pelvis and bending the knees. My pelvis is moving back in space and forward in space. Just like it does in all the spinal Qigongs, same thing. Let's get it bigger now. Let's make it bigger. Inhale. Chest up, look up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the back. Feel the way the spine is going one direction as I look up, and now I'm bending the spine like a turtle, and I'm going, letting my spine go in the opposite direction. On the next exhale, hold it right in front, just where you came out. My hands are in front of heart center, and now I'm just going to do looking at the moon. So I bend my bow, and then I look over my shoulder. And take your toes, pigeon toe just slightly, and I look up at the moon. Don't overdo it, don't over twist. Bend bow, bend the back, the bow is the back, the spine. Bend bow, and then open to the other side. And now we kind of get rhythmic about it. Bend bow. And I'll show you from the side in a second. Bend bow. So you see this pumping action that's going with the spine and the quad, the groin. Everything's pumping. Don't over rotate. 70% of your capacity. That's it. That's how we avoid getting injured. We only go at 70%. Over time, you'll twist more. This is just gazing at the moon. It's a beautiful Qigong. Couple more. Bring the feet back to shoulders width, straight forward. And we're going to start out with Tai Chi ruler and then make it bigger. So this is, we're going to work with the microcosmic orbit, which we've talked about before, the way the energy goes around the body. I think most of you may know this, but I'll bring it up anyway. The microcosmic orbit starts at the perineum, goes very close to the body, up the spine, over the head. It meets where your tongue is sitting at the, on the roof of your mouth behind front teeth. We always have the tip of our tongue there. That's the connection point between this orbit and then this orbit that comes down. So it comes up over the head, comes down the front, goes under perineum, and then up the back. So we stimulate that orbit. And I encourage you to, you can do this, we do this with our hands at first, to simulate where the energy is on our spine. Eventually, with microcosmic orbit, which is kind of neat, is you can start doing it just in your mind. You can start getting that energy moving with your mind. Sometimes if I can't sleep, I do the orbit. And if you have a partner, you can put your partner in the orbit, by the way. Or someone you're having a disagreement with, if you put them in your orbit, so instead of coming over your head and down the front, you go over them too and go underneath the two of you. It's what a great way if you're having a little disagreement with somebody too. Just bring them into your microcosmic orbit. You'll see things just kind of settle down. This is like a legitimate thing. I've read about it. And I've tried it and it works. So let's just work with our own. We're not putting anyone into our orbit right now. Let's just play with our own microcosmic orbit. And we're going to start in a very small circle, feet shoulders width, toes forward. I'm going to show you from the side, just because this one's easier. And when it's a small orbit, it's called Tai Chi ruler. But it's really just a small microcosmic orbit. But eventually we're going to work up into the big one. Okay? So right here, this is called Tai Chi ruler, or circle hands. What I want you to focus on here is where your hands are, is where the energy is. We're just getting it moving here. Just stay local with me. So right here, my energy's at perineum. Now it's coming up, and it's gonna come out right around solar plexus. Why? Because I'm just making a small circle. So my energy is where my hands are. So that's why it's easier to start with a smaller circle. Just breathe normal with this one. Don't worry about your breath. Just worry about, keep your mind. Oh, my energy is, oh, it's going up. Oh, now it's coming out and around. And then we're going to start making the circle a little bigger, but let's just play with it for a little bit more. I'll stay nice and close so you can see me. I'm feeling my feet bottoms too here, by the way. Nice and small. Now we're going to get it bigger. Bring it up. Right around my chest, my fingertips start right around here. There's no exact point, just go with the flow. My fingertips start going up. Why? Because I'm simulating that the energy is now coming up behind my head. It's behind my head right now. Oh, now it's over the top of my head. I'm pulling it over. And now the energy is coming down my front. This is called microcosmic orbit. Some people call it spinning the orbit. Up my spine, over my head. I'm going to just do it on my knees so you can see me. Now it's coming down my front, but close to my body. Yes, my arms are away from my body, but this is the energy is actually close to my body. It's coming down the front. Now it's a dantian. Under perineum. Up the spine, nice and slow. Over the head. Down the front. Keep the tip of tongue on the palate behind front teeth. Sometimes, like right now, it helps if you close your eyes. Don't worry about where you are. Everyone, if you can close your eyes, just do a few closed with eyes open and a few with the eyes closed. See how you feel. Notice how slow I'm going. Don't worry about the breath. Going slower helps you connect with where the energy is on the body. If I do this one faster, I'm going to lose track of where the energy is on my body. I don't want to do that. And relax the hands. And let's just do a few washboard. Add the breath on this one. Scoop the chi, inhale. Exhale. Sorry about the TV today, you guys. I have a guest in my house and I can't control the TV because she's hard of hearing. So Please excuse the background noise. Inhale. Right around the mouth, the hands turn over. If your hands feel like they want to turn over a little lower or a little higher, go with it. Go with it. Inhale. Hands turn over. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more of these. Very relaxing. Inhale. Exhale. Relax the hands back into Wu Qi. Feel your palms. Now check in with this Wu Qi posture. See if you feel different than you did before we started. This Wu Qi feels different. For me, it does. I feel more relaxed. My whole body, I feel my muscles. I don't feel tension in my body anymore. Everything just feels very relaxed. We're going to go from this one right into lotus. I'll show you from the side. This is called lotus flower. We're going to scoop the qi. Some of you have seen this before, some of you haven't. Scoop the qi. Bend down, squat, which is great for the legs. Grab some earth qi, bring it up, back of the hands together, and then I come out into this beautiful lotus flower, and I just receive. Show you from the side. Scoop some heaven qi. Combine it with some earth qi. Look what kind of squat I'm going into. That's why this is wonderful for the legs. Bring it up, back of the hands together. Lotus flower. Scoop. Back of the hands, and then just let them open out to the sides. Breathe. One more. Bring the hands up and just let them come down and clear your energy. Those of you who are in my live classes know the funny story around that Qigong. I was doing it one time while my car was filling with gas in a gas station, and a man came over and joined me. He didn't say anything. He just came up next to me and started doing it with me. So it was kind of really interesting. And I just let him, and we both were doing it until our cars were done getting their gas. So it's funny how Qigong can permeate even the mundane times in your life when you're just getting gas in your car. And then all of a sudden somebody comes over and joins you. Somebody who probably needed to do Qigong at that moment just comes over and joins you, and you just allow it. And it made it even better for me. So anyway, some of you know that story, but let's go out to the sides now and do some horse stance work. Okay, so toes are out, double check, go up and down a little bit. First of all, just warm up. I always do this, I warm up a little bit. So I warm up my quads. Everyone who has my classes has strong quads. I'm big on that. I feel like if our quads are strong, less likely we take a fall, and also better balance. I'm really big on balance. So check your quads, look at your knee, and make sure when you go up and down that your knee is riding along your foot. Never past your toes, right? So that's past my toes. Never going to let it do that. Always keep it back behind my toes, but I want to keep it in alignment. Let me do this here. So it's in alignment. This would be out of alignment. This would be out of alignment. Look at that. You can see the torque on my knee. It's terrible. Keep it in alignment. So always check yourself. You may just have to make a slight adjustment. And right just to start, now there's 3 horse stances. Let me just be clear, because you have to go at your own level. This is a high horse stance. You're still getting wonderful work and stretch on the quads, on your legs here. High horse stance, medium, low. See where you're comfortable, or you may come in and out of each one. Now I just want to hold for a few seconds. Get into your horse stance that you're comfortable in, high, medium, low. Do go at your own pace, your own level, 70% of your capacity. And we're going to hold it for 10 seconds. And my hands are just like this. And it's hard to see on some so far away. I'm going to hold in a deep horse stance. I may go side to side. I may glide a little bit. Side to side. I may pump it if my legs get tired. I may pump up and down. May glide a little bit. If this bothers anyone's knees, please come into a high horse stance. Don't go low. This took me a while. I didn't immediately come into the horse stance like this. I've worked into it over time. And relax. Come into a high horse stance. Walk the feet in for a little bit. Just give a little rub before we go into our next one. I just want to do a little holding practice. I have a stopwatch at home, and sometimes I just hold various postures. It's a wonderful thing to do, especially if you have joint issues. Hold postures, you know, that's a great way to get leg strength. Holding postures instead of moving. That's you're not really doing much with the joints, but these legs will start to quiver, right? So let's go back into horse stance and let's do swallow skims the lake. One of my favorites. We're going to combine it with, I think you'll like this, twisting teacup. So come along with me. All right, I'm going to come closer. You can't see my feet, but you know what I'm doing. My feet, my toes are out, but I need to come close so you can see what's going on here. Okay, so twisting teacup is this. Do twisting teacup, and you'll see how we're going to add. Here's twisting teacup. Reverse it. So when I say reverse it, that means I'm going to come this way past my kidney. And there's a reason. Twisting teacup. I'm coming from the back of my kidney forward. You can only combine the two if you do it this way. Twisting teacup. Get it bigger. Notice I'm shifting my weight. When I first start out, this is twisting teacup. But then I start to drop in. Make it bigger. Trying to keep my palm up the whole time. Notice my palm is up, I'm serving tea. I don't want to, look even here, I don't want to spill the tea. Watch your shoulders here. Next time I come through, watch. Swallow skims the lake. Catch that. And back. Twisting teacup. If you have a shoulder issue, keep it smaller. Just make small figure eights. If your shoulders are good, I tore both rotator cuffs, so I have bad shoulders. However, twisting teacups have made them better. Come through the kidney, shoot it out. Where am I? I'm straight in line with the right around solar plexus. on my center line. That's where I'm out. You can't see it because I'm on video. I swing it around. Right when it's in line with my shoulder, this swings overhead and back. All right, just do a few of these. Swallow skims the lake, comes back to the nest. Swallow skims the lake, back to the nest. Notice how this gets bigger. When I first started out, it was kind of small. Now it's a weight shift. Look at my weight shift. Weight shift. My feet are moving. I'm not locking my feet, so make sure you're on a slippery surface when you're doing this. My feet are moving. I'm going to back up so you can see them. Look at my feet. I would not do this on gravel, for instance. Twisting teacups you can, because the feet don't pivot. But here, my feet are pivoting. I'm just letting them freely pivot. If you're doing this on gravel, then do it smaller. Watch. So here's how I could do it without moving my feet. Just doing it smaller. Now I'm not moving my feet. That's all good too. So there's always a workaround. And back to the nest. Stand up into high horse stance. Catch your breath if you need to. I do. It's a very, I would not do swallow skims the lake at night. It's, as you can feel, it's a very energizing Qigong. Bring the feet together. Toes straight forward. In alignment, back to shoulders width. Twisting teacup, 2 hands. A little bit different. Hits the spine in a different way. Back past the kidneys. Up and around. Notice this. Notice what I'm getting here. See? Hitting the spine in a different way because I'm getting this. Notice I'm just making figure eights. One more. And back to Uchi. Hands flowing through water. Slight pigeon toeing of the feet, only so that I can fold at the qua. Fold at this qua. Folding at the qua, I'm pumping my lymphatic system at the groin. This is silk reeling in my hands. It's a Qigong, but it's very silk reeling-like because my body is moving and then my hands are like a second behind my weight shift. So my weight shifts and then all of a sudden my hands are like, oh, she wants to go this way now. Okay. And I allow for them to just slowly make that turn before they come back. Now my feet are slightly pigeon-toed, like I said. They're about shoulders width apart. Let me just show you. You gotta find your spot that's comfortable. We're all ergonomically different, so find what's comfortable for your knees. Some people don't pigeon-toe with this one, that's okay. In the Shaolin Temple, which I follow a lot of their stuff, they go crazy with this one. This is how you can take a Qigong and make it bigger and more complex. But this is the gentler version of it, and this is just as good. Show you from the side. Another little layer, if you're ready for it. My hips are also making a figure eight. So if you notice, my hands are making a figure eight. Here's the turn. My hips are also making a figure eight. My hip is coming forward right here. My hips are guiding the hands. Like I said, they're about a second ahead of them. And so my hips are making a figure eight. Notice that. You can't see it on the video. I can't see that I'm doing it, but I feel it in my body. So just try to make this figure eight with your hips, and then let your hands follow along. And feel like there's chi, pressing against your hands. The river's pressing against them, and now it's pressing against them in the opposite direction. Try to really feel the chi. Now watch what we can go into right from here. I love transitions. And you can come up with your own. Watch this transition. As I'm coming back, bottom hand, palm covers dantian. This hand comes up. And let's go into that balancing we were doing before. My palm is on dantian, covering. I'm not touching, I'm just hovering or on dantian. My top hand, the palm, lao gong, is hovering over bao wei. It's a great way to end your practice, to rebalance the system. And when you're ready, just let the arms like clock arms. This is called yin-yang arms. That's what I was showing you before. Rebalances the system. This is called balancing yin and yang. And notice I look like a yin-yang symbol when I'm doing this, which is kind of cool. Balancing yin and yang. And we just simply call it yin-yang arms is the name of this. Really feel your palms connecting. Sometimes I make a little circle over bao wei to open it. One more. Bring the top hand down. Meet the bottom hand. Notice my thumbs are over each other. Palms are over each other. I go to my upper right quadrant, which is liver, and I go over my belly button. So from the right, over to the left, and down. Great way to ground and close. And I'm touching the body. When I do this grounding and closing, my palms are on my body, physically going around my belly button, down below to dantian, called ground and close. Love this. Also a wonderful digestive massage. you're having indigestion, it's a great thing to just do. I do it a little harder if I'm doing it for digestion. This, I'm just doing it for energetics. Stop at Dantian. Take a few breaths into Dantian. Chen Menching always says, put mind in Dantian, mind and breath into Dantian. Shift the weight left. Take your hands, open them up. Your left, you shift to your left. Push off that left foot. Push, push, push. Scoop the chi, scoop it. Let me back up so you can see me. As my foot comes in, my foot meets my other foot as my fingers are pointed towards each other overhead. They're not directly overhead, they're a little bit towards the front of my head. And they're like showers, shower heads. And then I just bathe my body in chi as my arms slowly float down. Just bathing my body. And then I have my hands towards me. I go around the golden ball. Grab some more chi. Do one for mind, one for body, and the last one for heart. Around golden ball. Scoop the last bit of chi around you, palms together. Back into prayer posture, where we started from. Hold prayer posture. Just hold here for a little while. One of the things I like to do when I'm finishing my practice is I pick a spot, a point on the wall. If I'm facing a window like I am now, I'll pick a leaf on a tree or a branch, a flower. Again, it could just be a little knot or a little something on the wall, anything, but anchor the mind. While you're in this state, pick a spot. I'm going to do that right now. Pick a spot, anchor the mind on a single point. And try to look at that point. So you don't need to look at the camera right now or your device because I'm not going to do anything. Just focus on using your eyes and third eye to triangulate the energy on a spot, a single point. And hold it. Just hold that point while you're holding this posture. If you sway side to side, fine, it's bamboo, it's all good. Bamboo sways and it's super strong. So find that point, anchor the mind. When the mind is anchored on a single point, it's really hard for it to wander into thought. So I always try to end my practice with anchoring my mind on a single point. If keeping your feet together is a little disturbing, you can also just come back into Wu Chi and do the same thing. It's all good. It doesn't matter how you do it. You need to find a stance that you're comfortable standing in. And sometimes it's different, but just hold the mind, anchor it on a single point in space. And it's just doesn't allow the mind to go off into thought. Keeps it very focused. Again, use your eyes and third eye. Sometimes I take my finger and I wake up third eye. I tap my third eye and then I do little circles just to kind of wake it up and remind myself where it is. Now it's alive. And I hold that single point. And then I go into a little bit of a standing meditation. That's one of the things I'm working on this whole month, standing meditations. And I find when I'm doing a standing meditation in the Wu Chi posture, that if I anchor my mind on a single point, I have no thoughts. So just hold that point as we close our session today. It's a great thing to do at the end of your session instead of just bowing and finishing, holding that point. No thoughts. In Japanese, they call it mushin, no mind. Feel your eyes and third eye. Just anchor them. Triangulate the energy onto a point. I have a little knot in the wood on a shutter that my eyes just grabbed hold of. It's anchoring the mind. It needs an anchor, or else it starts thinking. Do a couple of audible breaths, the cleansing breath. In through the nose, hot audible exhale through the mouth. Feel the body sink, root into earth. Feel the belly pump. Breathe down deep into Dantian. Past the chest, into Dantian. We want more oxygen. Bring the left foot in if you've opened up. And thank you. I bow to all of you, to myself, and to all of the teachers that came before us that passed this lineage down to us all these years, almost 5,000 years. Let me unmute.